If you're inspo tanks, and make no mistake, you've come to the right place. Just give to Neil the time to straight up blow your mind with a new show of Drawing a Blank.
Welcome back to Drawing a Blank. I know it's been a while since I've drawn any of our feline friends, so I'm happy to say that I'll be devoting some time today to our favorite two barn cats as they enjoy the change of weather. That's right, I'm drawing Ravenpaw and Barley. I've been so inspired seeing all of the fall-themed Inktober's recently as well, that I wanted to take some inspiration from that and make my own autumn-themed painting. While I don't really have a favorite season, I am a sucker for fall color palettes. Browns, reds, yellows, oranges. Oh, and who could resist that slight purple accent? It's perfect. So, I started with a simple sketch to get an idea of the layout and composition. I know I want to do this piece lineless, so it's important that my shapes are crystal clear. Ravenpaw is lounging on top of a pumpkin, while Barley looks lovingly up at him. I haven't made designs for these two yet, so I went with my gut instinct by picking some very common and easily recognizable traits that these two are often seen with. Things like making Ravenpaw lean-built with a white tail tip and a white spot on his chest, and I also chose to give him yellow and purple eyes. Sorry, green-eyed Ravenpaw fans, purple and yellow just match my color palette better. For Barley, I kept him a very simple mask and mantle bicolor cat, since he's shown in the comics this way and often seen in fan art with a similar look. He's also got a bit of a wider build and longer fur than Ravenpaw, making them good snuggle buddies. I get asked a lot what kind of brush I use in Paint Tool Sai. It's a custom brush I created from another brush my friend showed me. It's really easy to make custom brushes in Paint Tool Sai, and I highly recommend playing around with the settings to get a feel for different brushes. But here's the settings I have for my pencil brush. I'll leave a link to a JPEG below if you want to take a closer look and try this brush out for yourself. You might also notice that I used more of a dark brown color for their black coats. It's important to keep in mind that black is a very finicky color in nature, and when you're painting, you don't often want to use true black as your base. That's not always the case, of course. There are many exceptions for that rule, but in this case, I wanted to emphasize the orange color palette here, so dark browns and dusty whites are exactly what I'm looking for. Because I'm doing this whole painting in my lineless style, any parts of the characters that move back in space, I'm coloring slightly desaturated and lighter, so it helps give the characters more depth. The background is also going to be kept pretty simple. Too many details would distract from the focus of the piece, but I did spend a bit of time rendering a tree in the background to hopefully help round out my composition. I had a lot of fun drawing each little branch and then placing the scattered leaves on the limbs. As a kid, I loved drawing trees, but it's something that I actually didn't practice a lot as I got older, so now I'm kind of re-falling in love with it again. The shading is also going to be pretty simplistic. I don't want the shadows to overpower the color palette I've got going on, and honestly, I'm already pretty happy with the general look of everything. So I'm just going to add some light shading that'll help make Ravenpaw and Barley pop out from the background. After doing this piece, I'm reminded of how much I love these two. It's amazing how much of an impact Ravenpaw left on the books, considering he was only a main character in the very first book, and then made brief cameos in later books. Of course, he later got his own novella and the comic book series, but Ravenpaw was a popular character before those books came out. Seeing Ravenpaw be happy outside of ThunderClan and forging his own path with Barley is very satisfying to see, and I would have liked to see more of it in the books even. Of course, both Ravenpaw and Barley both come from rather traumatic pasts, but it's inspiring how that doesn't really define who they are or their relationship with each other, and definitely makes Ravenpaw and Barley one of the best written couples in Warriors in my opinion. I like to imagine that they love taking little walks like this together around the farm and exploring the seasonal changes. If you'd like to own your own copy of this piece in any way, I've got posters and stickers as well as other merch up on my Redbubble account. You can find the link in the description. Have a wonderful day everyone, and please stay inspired.